What is up, everyone? Hope you all had an awesome holiday and a happy new year. Sorry for the temporary lack of uploading. I had exams and went on vacation, but I am back and we are now in 2015. That is awesome. Instead of starting up the new year with a live, I wanted to bring back the team building tutorials that I once did. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is I'm talking about, I basically made a series of 5 videos that took you through each of the different playstyles such as offensive, balance, stall, etc., and gave an in-depth analysis of each one and how to prepare a team for it and stuff like that. If you haven't seen them, go ahead and check them out. They're in my playlists. All the past videos of that are there. But anyways, what I was thinking of doing next was to start the next season called Team Building Strategy with different episodes, with episodes for different strategies that you can apply to these playstyles. There are quite a number of moves or pair of moves or abilities that you could build a team around. For example, trick room teams, smash pass teams, specific weather, etc. And I wanted to be able to cover them all because I feel like it would be really cool to give everybody many options when it comes to what playstyle you want to build around and what specific type of strategy you want to use. And in this way, it will ultimately help you craft the team that you feel most comfortable with and can help you really get a feel for what strategy you like using apart from playstyles without these types of strategies. Usually, I mean, like the videos I've done before were just playstyles by themselves, no real kind of strategy incorporated into any of them. But I want to kind of narrow it down a bit and go over the different types of strategies that you can use to liven up your teams and spice them up. So for episode 1, I feel like starting with Trick Room would be the best because it involves a completely different mindset when it comes to building and results in a very different way of playing for both you and for your opponent. Trick Room is a move that makes slower Pokemon faster for I think 4 turns maybe. I think in ORAS it's 4 turns. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what type of playstyle is it? I'd say it's more along the lines of offensive than anything else. One of the benefits of using Trick Room teams are that it can potentially mess up offensive teams, since offensive teams rely on speed and power to win games. Now, when Trick Room is in effect, right, you'll be able to have the upper hand in this situation by being able to outspeed pretty much every Pokemon, apart from those that use priority moves like Sucker Punch or Extreme Speed, for example. Within the offensive category, Trick Room, it can also mess up teams that focus on rain, since Swift Swimmers at the ×2 speed now have to face the brutal hardships brought about by Trick Room. So it's a really cool move, and it really can impact the way the game is played. So I'm going to be using Pokemon Online Team Builder because I feel it looks a lot crisper than Showdown's Team Builder. Easier to navigate in my opinion, but anyway, we'll probably do the battle or something on Showdown maybe. So to test out the team after we build it. So now how exactly do we build a Trick Room team? That's what we want to get to. Keep in mind there are many different ways to build a successful Trick Room team, but I'm going to show you the way that I do it. Usually I structure the team such that we have 3 Pokemon that set up Trick Room and 3 Pokemon that can abuse the Trick Room. Now, on a Trick Room team, we want the Pokemon that can set up Trick Room to be relatively bulky and take hits so that it can set up Trick Room more than once in the span of its lifetime. And we want our Trick Room abusers to have very high power, while at the same time having all Pokemon on our team to have as low of a speed as possible, so that we can take advantages of the field effects. So how do we begin? Let's start off with our 3 Trick Roomers. I usually keep one that sets up rocks, one that can take a lot of hits more than the others, and one that is more offensive that can probably set up Trick Room and just stay in and spam attacks if needed. So I'm going to start off by selecting a Pokemon that can set up Trick Room and also set up some rocks as well, because it would really help us out a lot forcing residual damage in this way on our opponent's side. So for the purpose of this video, and because we are now in ORAS, we'll use Diancie as our lead. Now, why Diancie? Because Diancie is the best in my opinion, because it's the best. I didn't mean to say the best, but I meant to say was it can set up Trick Room and Stealth Rocks. It has good defenses, as I'm about to show you. I really like Diancie. I've been using it a lot lately, outside of Trick Room and now in Trick Room. But it's a really versatile Pokemon in my opinion. I mean, it's good all around. It's a good staple on teams. So what we can see here is it does have good defenses. It has some good offensive capability too, and it is able to set up rocks and also Trick Room too. So let me go ahead and just type the moves and stuff. So we're gonna go Trick Room, Stealth Rocks, Moonblast for some stab, and you know here you could run Diamond Storm, you could run Explosion even, but since we're in OU, I feel like Talonflame is sort of a threat. So we're gonna definitely go with Diamond Storm here, and you know the rock typing is gonna make it not make flying type moves not very effective. So that's gonna be really good for us to take Flying Stab, and we can go with 248. I guess 252 here, and 8 special attack maybe. So that we can make Diamond Storm more powerful, because I like Diamond Storm a lot. It's pretty cool. And we'll go with a Brave Nature. Now remember, for Trick Room teams, the slower the Pokemon, the better. So we're gonna want to make sure that all of our Pokemon have 0 speed IVs and a negative nature in speed. So Brave Nature is what we're gonna use. And you know, since Diancie's bulky, you can see it has good defenses and decent offense. We're gonna want to give it we don't have to give it Focus Sash, because it's not frail in any way. So what we could do is give it Mental Herb instead. And what Mental Herb does is, hello, all right. What Mental Herb does is, say a Pokemon like Thundurus, for example, leads off and tries to taunt you or something like that. Mental Herb is going to be able to eat up that taunt for 1 turn, so that you will be able to get up a Trick Room successfully without, you know, being stopped in any way. And you know, then fire off either a Stealth Rocks or Diamond Storm or whatever. So that's pretty much what Mental Herb is good for. It's a pretty cool item, and I mean, since we're not using Focus Sash, it is the next best thing in my opinion. So yeah, we do have Diancie here. So note that you're not only limited to just Diancie. You can try something like Uxie, for example, or Bronzong. I mean, they both set up rocks in Trick Room, even Claydol for that matter. Maybe if you're up for it, even try a Solrock Rover, but you know, that's how we'll begin. So next we're going to choose a more bulkier Pokemon that can set up Trick Room. I opt for this path because I want many options to be able to set up Trick Room effectively, and Diancie alone, you know, it can't really form a reliable Trick Room squad all by itself. So I'm going to be using a Pokemon that can set up Trick Room, perhaps heal itself, and overall benefit the entirety of the team. So I'm going to go with Cresselia for this next move slot. Let me just go ahead and type that in real quick and I'll explain about it. Cresselia, because it has a really amazing bulk. It has really good bulk. And Levitate too, which is good. Which gives a ground immunity for the team. It can easily set up Trick Room for the team as well. And you know, it does have healing capabilities too, and you know, I want to use this Pokemon because it can set up Trick Room easily, it can heal itself, and you know, it can benefit the entirety of the team. I will show you why. Because firstly, Trick Room, secondly, Moonlight, which will heal itself, Lunar Dance, which is pretty much just like Healing Wish. It can really help the team a lot, because we're going to be having Trick Room abusers, right? So having a Pokemon like this with Lunar Dance to heal some of the other members of the team would be useful, because you know, our offensive Pokemon are not going to be healing themselves anytime soon. They're just going to be firing off attack after attack. So say you have a wind condition, you know, it's a little weaker than you want it to be, you know, Lunar Dance, after you set up a Trick Room, is going to be able to heal any of your Pokemon completely. So that's going to be really useful for the team. So we're going to go ahead and let me just type in the EVs real quick here for Cresselia, and then I'll also give some other options of what you can use in this slot perhaps. But I mean, I feel Cresselia is really one of the best Trick Roomers on a Trick Room team, just because of how well it can withstand attacks and stuff like that. And what is the nature that minus speed plus defense? Yeah, we could probably just go with this. And for the item, I want to go with Colbur Berry, because you know, say you get hit, like, you know, Dark type moves are not really good, and it'll allow you to set up a Trick Room on a Dark type Pokemon if your Colbur Berry has not been used already. And I think that the best coverage move would be Moonblast, because it hits Dark types, it hits Fighting types, Dragon types. You know, it's a really good coverage move overall, and I feel like that would be pretty good for the team. I mean, I might go with Quiet Nature even, just to, I don't even know, just to get some more damage on Moonblast. But I think this is okay for now, so we'll just go with this. All right, so other examples of, you know, Trick Room Pokemon that have sharp bulk are stuff like Dusclops, for example, Slowbro, Slowking. I mean, depending on the set, you know, Celebi, What else? Mega Audino. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty bulky Pokemon, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you want to waste a Mega Pokemon for a Trick Room like Mega Audino, but you know, stuff like that would be pretty useful in this slot. So, anyways, next. Wait one sec. Almost forgot. Zero speed right here would be good. And yeah, that's our Pokemon. That's our second Pokemon. So now we're gonna need one more Trick Roomer. A more offensive Pokemon that can set a Trick Room, but at the same time not at the cost of its defenses, meaning we need a Trick Roomer that has a lot of power in its attacks and not have poor defenses. So in this next slot, I think I'm going to go with Porygon 2, just because, you know, it has good type synergy with the rest of the team. It can really pack a punch while also having decent defenses, and because of its ability Download, which has a chance of raising its special attack, it can really provide good offensive support for the team, offensive Trick Room support for the team. So I'm gonna go with Download, of course, max special attack with Quiet Nature, and yeah, just gonna go with 248 HP here and just dump the rest in defense with Eviolite, of course, which will be able to boost his bulk by a lot. Trick Room, and we're gonna go with some nice spamming coverage moves. Tri Attack would be cool. Shadow Ball goes well with Tri Attack because you know, normal types can't hit ghosts, and Shadow Ball will be able to pair with good coverage for that. And I guess Ice Beam would be good here, so it can hit you know, stuff like Lando, Gliscor, Dragon types and stuff like that, Flying types. So that's what we're gonna have here. It's gonna be our offensive Trick Roomer. You could try something like offensive Reuniclus, Nasty Plot, Trick Room Cofagrigus maybe. Victini with Trick Room and Victory, that's a cool one that I've heard about. Offensive Trick Room Bronzong, I've used it before. If you want to be brave, you could use Executor. What else? Offensive Trick Room Somalian Energy Ball Jellicent. I mean, I don't know, use your imagination and come up with something cool. So we do have, so looking at the team right now, we have a nice pair of 3 Pokemon to form a really cool Trick Room core. And also keep in mind, this is just how I build Trick Room teams. You're not limited to it. You can, you know, you can try your own stuff, but this is just a basic guide of how I build it. But yeah, we do have our Trick Roomers that form a nice core. So now we need some Trick Room abusers. So it'll be offensive Pokemon that are slow, which benefit under Trick Room. So we're looking for Pokemon that have sharp attacks and low speed. I like to form this section as follows. I use 1 physical attacking abuser, 1 special attacking abuser, and finally anything you want really. Just it can be a physical attacker, special attacker, wall breaker, anything. You know, just a filler. Let's start off with our physical attacker. So first thing that pops up for me to my mind is Conkeldurr, because taking a look at Conk, it's got poor speed, which is awesome. It's got amazing attack with the Brave Nature, really good attack, and yeah, it can really benefit from Trick Room based on these characteristics. So let's go ahead and add Conkeldurr here. So I'm gonna go with I want to hit 200, yeah, and I think the rest is 120 here. So gonna go with Life Orb because this is an offensive Conkeldurr. We're not gonna use any you know, Assault Vest or any setup moves or anything. We're gonna go with Sheer Force because I want to run Hammer Arm. Hammer Arm is good because you know, it lowers speed each time you use it, which means that you're gonna get faster and faster each time you use this, so which is really good. And then we're going to go with, I think I want to go with the Bolt Beam combo, Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. Nice electric and ice coverage, and Poison Jab for fairy types. And Poison Jab under Sheer Force and Life Orb is gonna probably knock out everything. So all the fairy types, so that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, there's our physical attacker right here, so not bad. In this slot, you could try something like Pangoro, for instance. In ORAS, I think it gets Knockoff and Gunk Shot, which is really cool. Makes it a lot more powerful. Escavalier, perhaps. I mean, you have a lot more options than Trick Room setter-uppers because there are quite a lot of physical attackers with low speed in this game. So, you know, be creative, choose wisely, keep tabs on your, you know, synergy, making sure you have everything covered, and you know, you're not too weak to a certain threat, and you can cover everything. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're building. Definitely Zero Speed IV. Just make sure I almost forgot it on here. All right, let's go Zero Speed here. Nice. Alright, cool. So now we need a special abuser, special attacking abuser. So I think I'm going to be using the best new slow, fat, bulky, powerful Mega Pokemon that can work on Trick Room teams. Mega Camerupt, Mega Camel. So let's go ahead and type in Camerupt here, and I'm going to go with 248 max special attack, and just dump the rest into I'll just dump the rest into attack. Alright, cool. Mega Camerupt is a true friend. He will not let you down. He will not. Let me go Camerupt tight. Camerupt tight. And alright, so I mean look at it. It's got really bad speed, piss poor speed, which is great for Trick Room team. And when it Mega Evolves, it gets the ability Sheer Force, which is awesome, and it'll hit a really nice special attack stat when it Mega Evolves, so there's nothing to worry about there. Fire Blast and Flamethrower both I like using because one's for power, one's for more accuracy, just spamming, and that forms a pretty good fire core. I don't know. Earth Power, and I want to go for Explosion just because we can, you know, if it's low on health, then we don't really have the time to Healing Wish or anything, or Lunar Dance into it. We can just pop something with an explosion and knock it down to the ground. So it's a really nice Pokemon overall. I was thinking of using like Mega Abomasnow, for instance, as a Trick Room Mega Pokemon, but you know, Camerupt's the new one for ORAS, and you know, since we're in ORAS now, I just want to, you know, focus on, you know, those kind of Pokemon and stuff like that. But other options you can have as a special attacker, you can have something like Choice Baxillion, for example, Life Orb Dragalge, maybe, or something like that. So you have a lot of options once again, as opposed to, you know, Trick Room setuppers, because you have a lot of special attackers that are slow in this game. So yeah, go ahead and you know, pick what you like, and yeah, on to the next one. So in the final slot, it's a little tricky depending on preference. I usually like putting a strong Pokemon in there. You could do that, or you could have a strong priority Pokemon, specifically like Banded Dragonite with extreme speed, or Pokemon that breaks stuff like Banded Crawdon. I actually really wanted to use Banded Crawdon, but I felt that, you know, for this team, if I use it, I might be a little weak to Keldeo. So, you know, I've actually sometimes seen Trick Room teams with like a Choice Scarf Pokemon, surprisingly, but I can understand why it happens, because, you know, they'll have something to outspeed everything else usually when there's when the Trick Room isn't up, to kind of balance it out, I guess. But usually it's done when there are less Trick Roomers than abusers, but don't even worry about that. For the purpose of this team, let's go with a slower Pokemon that can deal a lot of damage. So I'm going to be using Specs Dragalge. Let me go ahead and type in Dragalge. Wow, there's something going on outside. Alright, anyways. I'm going with Dragalge because it's a unique Pokemon. Yeah, you don't see it in OU a lot, and if you know anything about me, I like using unique stuff, and so Dragalge is my choice also because it can resist water and fighting from Keldeo, which is awesome, and provides good synergy with the team, and can really hit hard with adaptability and Choice Specs moves and stuff like that. So yeah, it hits extremely hard and it provides good synergy, so it's a pretty good Pokemon. So let me just go ahead and put in the EVs here. So I'm gonna go with 252. Yeah, I put that on 0, just making sure, because sometimes I forget and I don't want to forget. Right, alright, so we're gonna go with 252 here. Gonna hit 301 and then just dump the rest into defense with a Quiet Nature, and the item would be Choice Specs. There we go. Let's see here. Alright, so the moves will be Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, Scald for some coverage maybe, and Focus Blast for some extra coverage. So that's gonna be our team. Let's look at the team as a whole. I think we got everything, almost everything. Alright, so this is the team. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty unique. I'd like to point out that a big disadvantage of Trick Room teams is that it is weak to multiple layers of hazards, since usually they don't have the time to carry Defog or Rapid Spin, as it can waste a well-needed turn of Trick Room. So most of these teams just do fine against Stealth Rocks on its own, but you know, something like Rocks and multiple Spikes can really put you at a disadvantage. But that's just something to look out for. You know, every team in general has its strong points and weak points. Each playstyle has its own disadvantages and advantages and stuff like that. And against other playstyles, as do strategies. But it's really up to you to find the one that works best for you, and to hone your team building skills to fit your preferences. And that concludes our lesson on Trick Room. So once again, you're not limited to doing it this way. Do what works best for you. This is the way I build Trick Room teams, and that's all for this one. So let's go ahead and try the team out. So I will be right back. I'll see if I can get a good battle on Showdown, and we will try this team out and see for ourselves the power of Trick Room. See you guys soon. BRB. Konnichiwa, my friends. We are here on Pokemon Showdown. We're gonna be trying out the team that we just made, and let's see how Trick Room does. So let me go ahead and lead off with a Pokemon here. I just got a battle. Kind of started it just now so that I could find a battle and then start it, so I didn't have to wait awkwardly. But let's see here. So hit me up with the timer, not bad. Alright, what I'm gonna do is probably lead off with Diancie here so that I can set up some Trick Room. He leads off with Diggersby, which is kind of annoying, but let's go ahead and switch into our Cresselia. If he sets up Swords Dance, that's going to be pretty bad, but I think it should be fine. It should all play out pretty well. I'm pretty sure I could take a return anyways, even if it's at +2, because Cresselia does have some good defense, so we'll see how it works out. He goes for EQ right off the bat, so that's fine. We can go ahead and I think we can set up Trick Room. I'm not sure if he's Choice Scarf or not, actually. I might just double back into Diancie and see what he does. Because I don't want him to bring in Tar and just pursuit me and I lose my Cold Barberry already. So let me double back into my Diancie right here. And I think he might just go into T-Tar right away. Alright, he goes for return. So I guess he's Swords Dance or something, maybe. What I could do is go into my Cresselia here, as he goes for EQ. Now I can go for Trick Room, because I know that he is not locked into anything. I just wanted to kind of scout and see what he was. So I'm going to go ahead and just set up a Trick Room. As he goes for EQ over predicting or something. I don't know why, but alright, so what I'm going to do now is, he might have a Focus Sash actually, so I'm going to just go for the Moonblast right here. And just break it. So yeah, if he had a Focus Sash, it would have been broken. So he goes for return right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull a switch out into my, let's see, I could just go into Diancie actually. And just get up my rocks right off the bat. He goes for return. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks here, as he goes for EQ, knocks me out, which is fine. I do have one more turn of Trick Room left, and I can literally just go into my. Maybe I could just go into Conkeldurr and fire off a Hammer, maybe. Actually, or I could just go into Camerupt. Because all these Pokemon are pretty good against his team, so... Actually, I could just go into Porygon, fire off a Tri-Attack or an Ice Beam. I think that should knock it out. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not now. Yeah, I'm just going to fire off an Ice Beam right here. So he goes into Conk. And we froze him. Alright. That works. Let me go here and set up a Trick Room. Oh, never mind. He knocks off my Eviolite, which is fine, but because I do get up the Trick Room right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and switch into my Dragalge because I will be able to resist the fighting move. And what I could do now is go for the Draco Meteor, which does get the boost from adaptability and Choice Specs, which is awesome. Actually, I could go for Sludge Wave here. Because I don't want him to go into... Actually, never mind. That did a chunk of damage. Wow. Alright. He goes for Ice Punch. Does a good... Alright, it freezes me. And I don't think I'll... Actually, Cresselia's Lunar Dance might work. Alright, I'm still frozen. Alright, gonna go ahead and pull a switch off into my Cresselia. See, this is where the Lunar Dance can come in because, you know, if you're that weak and you could still use it, you can just go for a Lunar Dance and heal it up. So I'm gonna go for Trick Room right here. As he goes into his Lottie. And what I can do now is just go for Lunar Dance because I don't want him to defog. I know Moonblast is not going to kill. So I'm going to go for Lunar Dance right here. And defog, of course, does not work. I can go into my Dragalge. And boom, I'm completely healed. So what I can do now is probably go for the Sludge Wave, predicting the Sylveon to come in. Because I don't think he's going to stay in on Dragalge. I really don't think he's going to stay in. As he does pull the switch into Sylveon like I expected, and I can literally just go for the Sludge Wave and knock it out in one hit, so that's awesome. And I think what he's going to do now is probably bring in Diggersby. Conk dies if he does not defog. Alright, he brings in T-Tar, and I'm pretty sure I could just go for Sludge Wave again. I don't want to switch out or anything into anything else and waste a turn. So what I could do is just go for the Sludge Wave here. If I'm able to get up one more Trick Room, I think I can just clean up with Conk. Looking that, yeah, I think I can. Oh, he has EQ. Oh, I forgot Sludge Wave is not very effective. My bad. Alright, so I'm just gonna go Sludge Wave again. Just weaken the T-Tar enough so that I can bring in my Porygon and just set up another Trick Room. I didn't want to weaken any of my other members because I think they're pretty useful. So I'm gonna go into my my Porygon right here. I get the special attack boost, that's awesome. I'm gonna go for the Trick Room. And I think I might be able to pull this off. See, it involves a very different way of playing, so... Alright, he does pull the switch off into his Lottie, which is not too good for him because I'm hoping that Ice Beam will knock it out at this range. Ice Beam is stronger, so let's just see if we can knock it out. Yeah, we knock it out. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so that's gone. And next up is his... Alright, Conk is gone. Right, that's awesome. And he's going to bring in his... Alright, well, T-Tar will die to a Tri-Attack, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it dies to a Tri-Attack. Yeah, it dies. Nice. And we do have two turns left, I think, when he switches in his next Pokemon. Alright, so Manectric comes in, and I think that definitely is going to die to a Tri-Attack. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, it barely survives. Okay. He goes for Volt Switch here. So there's one turn left of Trick Room. Manectric is dead because Stealth Rocks is going to be able to knock that out on the next turn. So I think going for Volt Switch was a very bad play. And I can go for a Tri-Attack here. As he goes for Quick Attack, gets a crit, which is unfortunate. Because I'm pretty sure that would... yeah, actually it might have KO'd. Maybe not, though. I don't know if it did. I don't know if it would have KO'd, but now I can just go into my Conkeldurr, hit him up with a Ice Punch here. Actually Hammer Arm, because it does more damage. I think. Yeah, I think yeah, Manectric's gone. As long as we live this hit and we don't get haxed. Alright, he goes for Quick Attack here. I'm gonna go for the Hammer Arm. Alright, knock him out. So yeah, we do win the game. And that's pretty much how it works. Just get up Trick Room, and even though we were at a really low disadvantage in the beginning, after setting up Trick Room and just using our abusers, we easily pulled it back up to a victory. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. So that's how it works. That's how it all works out. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I think that's I think this is a good guide to Trick Room in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think, what you might want to see next, and I hope you all enjoyed this. I really do. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. I'm gonna do some lives, some other fun stuff, and we'll see how it all goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and peace. That's all I got. Alright, see you later, guys.